Welcome, guys. This is our pre-algebra text, chapter 1. We're going to dive right into this, and we're going to just look at some basic concepts that we need to know so that we can continue on with our chapter and hopefully build on top of this. The first thing we're going to talk about is the difference between counting numbers and whole numbers, which there's not a huge difference in them, but it is something that we do want to know. So let's think about this. I'm going to give you a list of numbers, and we're going to determine are they counting numbers or are they whole numbers or are they neither. So first, here's our list: 0, 1/4, 3, 5.2, 15, and 105. All right, so counting numbers. So counting numbers is kind of interesting, where we think when we start counting, and you think about when do I start counting something? Well, it's when I actually have something. So counting numbers are numbers that are going to be greater than 0. Okay, but it's something like when we count our fingers, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We don't do 2.5. We don't do 3 2/4. It's generally just whole numbers, but it's anything greater than 0. We don't typically start counting at 0, right? So we don't usually say 0 fingers. How many fingers do I have? It's usually 1. We start at 1 and we work our way up. So with that being said, we don't say 0. Okay, we don't say 1/4. 3 is 1. We don't say 5.2. 15 is 1, and so is 105. And the interesting thing is we go from counting numbers to whole numbers, and the only difference between a counting number and a whole number is that we actually do count this as 0. Now, that doesn't really help us out a whole lot, yeah, but it is something that they want you to know. Kind of does make sense. So that's just in general what we talk about. And we look at this when we're looking at it through the eyes of money. And we're going to count how much money we have. Now, this right here, this is $100 bills. And we have 3 of them, meaning we have $300 right there. Here's tens. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that means we have $70. And then here's $1 bills. And I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to times that by 4. And so now, how do we get these together? We combine them. We say, what is 300 plus 70 plus 4, which gives us $374. What is this supposed to help us represent? This is our hundredths place, these are tens, and this is our ones. And we can represent it in a different way as well. We represent it as blocks. So we have this right here is a single block, this is a 10 block, and this is a 100 block. Just the same thing as we did previously. And we can say, okay, well, how many 100 blocks do we have? Say we have, how many 100 blocks do we have? We have 1, which gives me 100. How many 10 blocks do I have? I have 3, which gives me 30. How many 1 blocks do I have? I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8. So how many total blocks do I have? I have 138. I'm going to give a pause for dramatic reasoning so that you can try to do these real quick. Okay, I'm going to assume that you either have already done it or unpaused it. So how many hundreds do we have? So how many hundreds do we have? We have 2. We have, how many tens do we have? We have 1. And 1 places we have 5. So you have 200, 20, and 5. And we're going to add these all together, which gives us 225. Pretty simple, just a different way of counting. And as you see, we don't count zeros anywhere, right? So there's not 0 single blocks. We don't count that. Just say nothing. All right, now let's go on and let's talk about our place values. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000, 100,000, millions, so on. We have billions, and then we go up to trillions. And each of these are marked off every 3 when we write them with commas. And if we continue on, we have a decimal right there. So find the place value of each of the following digits. Well, 7. So here's my 7. So we have ones, tens, hundreds, and this is thousands. Now 0. Now, we don't count anything beyond here. So 0 actually inside of it, which is right here. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if we don't see it, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is the 10,000s place. One. When it goes to second place, that's tens. 6. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. We have 10 millions. And then 3. 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000. We have millions. Just make sure we're aware of it. Okay, so now we want to write this out. And we're going to write this out in a long form, outdated practice of writing checks. This is how you would do it. So we want to write this out completely. So we're starting off with millions. So first we're going to write 327 million. So we say 300 27 million. Then we say that's 577,000. 577,000. And then 529. 529. Notice what I did is I grouped them up, right? I did 327, and then I said millions. 577 thousands, 529. So what I do is I say to 3, and then I say, are they millions, thousands, billions, trillions, so on and so forth. So like this right here, 53 million. So I say 53, comma, 400, 1,000. 400, 1,000, 742. 742. So I'm going to say this one right here, 9 billion. So 9 billion, 246 million, 246, comma, 73,000. So now I have to realize there is no hundreds there, so I got to put 0. So 73,189. 189. So everything was 73, right? So 73. Be careful, don't do 730,000. 73,000, just 73, and there's nothing in the hundreds place. Don't. Common mistake. Also, what some people do is they'll skip that 0 out completely, which is written, which will be still wrong, because then it wouldn't be in the billions. We have the commas in the wrong spot. Let me show you what that looks like. So if I were to write 9, 2, 4, 6, 7, 3, 9, this is not the same thing. This is 924 million, which billion, I promise you, if you have not, there's a big difference between $9 billion and 900 million. Very large, very big difference. And let's talk about rounding. So when we're dealing with all these numbers, sometimes we need to round. We don't need exact numbers. So if I have a number and let's say I'm going to round, and the number that I'm going to say, let's say I look at 36, and I want to round to the tens place. I have to go back and I look at this number and I say, oh, it's at 6. Is 6 greater than or equal to 5? And if it is yes, then I'm going to increase the number, meaning this now becomes 40. But if I were to say 32, again, I'm looking at tens, oh, well, that's less than 5, then I'm going to decrease. So that means it now becomes 30. Now I'm going to look at these two. We're going to round these to the nearest tens place. Well, it's 4. Is 4 equal to greater than or equal to 5? No, it's not. It's less than. So then this becomes 70. Same thing with 76. Is it greater than or equal to 5? Yes. So then I'm going to increase my 7 to 8 and make it 80. Now, so I'm going to take a look. So in this case, I might say, okay, I want you to round to nearest tens place. So look at tens, look back at my ones. Is that greater than or equal to 5? And I say no. So it's 300. So I say, okay, well, I'm going to leave it and make it just 0. Now, in this case, I'm looking at my 100. I want to round to the nearest hundreds place. So I'm going to look back at my tens. Is that greater than or equal to 5? And I say, yes, it is. So that's going to make it 3,000. I want to increase it to 800. Okay, so that is rounding. Hopefully this has been helpful. If you have any other questions, look at the next video.